Luke, we're back again. Again, this is the summer season, so I feel like we're going to be talking about a lot of family movies, big blockbusters, right? So, what are we talking about this week?
How to Train Your Dragon, the remake.
A remake of How to Train Your Dragon. Now, does that mean anything to you? Because you have not seen the original animated movie.
Nope.
Okay, so we'll talk about what that means in a little bit. But what did you think of the live action version of How to Train Your Dragon?
Very good.
Really? Wow. Okay. And I know Mom liked it a lot. We went as a family to an advanced screening earlier this week, which is pretty cool. And the both of you were really impressed by it. Yeah. Both of the thumbs, I think, for representing you and Mom.
No thumbs in the corner.
In the corner. Wait, no, you can't do that Karate Kid nonsense again. No, thumbs up or thumbs down. No. Just kidding. So what is How to Train Your Dragon about? Do you want to give the synopsis? Or do you want me to?
I'll give it.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
So, there's a boy who befriends a dragon, and there's these evil Vikings that try to kill the dragon, and the boy finds out that he can train the dragon by putting his hand near the dragon's eyes.
Okay. Now, I want to, it's very interesting the way you think about it, because the Vikings in the story, they're not evil. They are
kind of at the first part.
Well, here's the thing. There's a difference, and this is something I don't think we've talked about. There's villains in a story, but there's also antagonists. And sometimes people think of antagonists as villains, but more so they're just the people who they are a force acting against something else. Okay. So in this case, the Vikings were trying to kill all the dragons on the island of Berk, right? But they were doing that because the dragons were constantly attacking them and stealing their food and their animals and stuff. So they both wanted to live on this island, but they were just fighting all the time. So does that make the Vikings evil or just against the dragons?
Against the dragons.
Right. So yeah, that's the weird thing about this movie. I think is kind of cool is there aren't villains in it. It's more a story about people trying to overcome a big misunderstanding so that they can kind of live together in peace. So Hiccup, that's the name of the boy in the story. Remember what the name of the dragon was?
I'm
giving you a clue. Toothless.
Oh, yeah.
And remember why they call him Toothless?
No.
Well, it's because when it is.
Right.
Because when he first, I think it only happens in the one scene when he first encounters Hiccup, he opens his mouth and it looks like he doesn't have any teeth.
Yeah.
Because his teeth kind of emerge from his gums, don't they? It's really weird. But they only do that the one time. But they still call him Toothless. Kind of like in Karate Kid Legends last week, where our main character was nicknamed Stuffed Crust.
Yep.
Which I don't think would work for a dragon name. Yeah. So Luke, what did you like most about How to Train Your Dragon?
The end part where there's like a big boss dragon and then other dragons and the Vikings try to fight it and they defeat it, surprisingly.
Were you surprised that they defeated it?
Yes.
Did you honestly think that the giant boss dragon was going to destroy all the Vikings?
Sure it would.
That would have been a very different ending to the movie, and probably no sequel.
I thought at least one of them would die.
Okay. That's a good point. Yeah, this is also a very, I think, family-friendly movie, so I don't want to... Although, yeah, a lot of people die in Disney movies, don't they?
Yeah.
This is DreamWorks, so it's slightly different. Okay, so were there any boring parts or parts that you didn't like in the movie?
Most of the movie was kind of like talking and yapping.
Yapping. Some people would call that dialogue, but yapping is also appropriate too. Yeah, there's a lot of talk between Hiccup and his father who was the leader of the Viking village. They didn't get along, and then Astrid, who is the kind of the tough leader of the junior Vikings in training. She did not like Hiccup that much because Hiccup always wanted to be a Viking, but he was more of a designer and inventor, right? What did were there any the training parts that you thought were especially fun?
Most of the fighting when the gate opened, I got a little excited.
Which gate? Because there are a few different dragons. Was it the first one or one of the ones in between?
One of the ones in between.
Okay, yeah, they have all different
like the red fire dragon.
Oh, the one that was the one that was on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy to see. We saw this on IMAX, so like the really big screen. I think that was pretty effective. What did you think of all the kind of flying around when Hiccup is riding Toothless and they're going all through the mountains and over the water and stuff?
I kind of got a little dizzy.
You got dizzy? That was a bit much in the IMAX. Yeah. Cool. Well, I guess this brings me back to the question of, now that you've seen the live action remake, do you want to see the original cartoon version?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Why is it not a yes or a no?
Because I'd have to think of it more. Because the cartoon one is not really more realistic as this movie.
So you like the realism?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's where I stand. And we're going to talk more about this on the live stream next week. So come back, folks. You're not going to be there because it'll be past your bedtime, unfortunately. But that's why we're getting your opinion out here now. So the world knows what Luke thinks of How to Train Your Dragon. I love the cartoon version. I saw that when it first came out 15 years ago. That's older than your brother. But the thing is, this movie is such an exact remake of it that I was kind of bored because there were no surprises throughout the whole movie, even though I only saw it the one time, 15 years ago. But I think for people who've never seen it before, this will probably be, I imagine they probably have the same experience you have, being pretty excited by it. And if you have seen the cartoon, you might love it too, because it's a different interpretation visually of what you've seen. But yeah, a lot of it is kind of the same.
Yes.
All right, so I'll tell you what, I think we should watch the cartoon at some point. Maybe not right away, because I don't want you to get bored because you're like, I just watched this story. But then again, if you want to watch it right away, we can do that too. Here's the thing. If they make a sequel to the live action version, are we going to go?
Maybe.
Maybe? They made like 4 of the cartoon movies.
I hope they make a 5.
Wait a second. Now you're saying you want to see a 5th cartoon version? You haven't even seen the first one.
Yeah.
Luke, you are a complicated individual. Anyway, thanks everybody out there for watching. Wait, this is one of those rare episodes where we have no spoilers. Are you sure there's nothing we can spoil?
I don't think so.
Okay, and we also didn't talk about your crown, your lovely headgear. What is that you're wearing?
How to Train Your Dragon Viking helmet.
From where? Where'd you get that?
Burger King.
We are a Burger King family in this house, but we've not tried the How to Train Your Dragon Whopper or the weird drink or ice cream thing they have. That honestly, that looks scarier than that flaming dragon. But hey, maybe someday. All right. Well, I think we're gonna get out of here. Luke, should folks out there like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications if they actually like what we have to say here on Target Audience?
Yeah.
Was that a dragon's roar of a yes? I approve. All right. Well, do that, everybody. Thanks again. Luke will be back talking about something soon, I'm sure, because as we mentioned, it's summer and there's multiple movies out every week. So thanks, everybody. Take care and see you next time. Whenever
Fire in the hole.
Yes, fire in the hole. Very good.